Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new FDYS Noodle Rod.
The rod just got released last week with having over a year of waiting time, but here it finally is. It's a 6'6" ultralight rod with a 1 to 5 pound line rating.
This rod costs $280, which I think is a fair price. It's definitely not a cheap rod, but I mean for something like this, it's definitely a reasonable price. The noodle rod looks and feels really nice. It's got a really cool design. It's nice lightweight. Now you probably can't pick this up on the camera, but from about here onwards right to the tip, it's wrapped in carbon fibre, which I think just helps strengthen it. Yeah, it gives it a really unique feel and it looks pretty cool. It's a 2-piece, which I really like. It makes it easier to transport and stuff. I'm glad it's not a 3 or 4 piece because I feel that's just a bit unnecessary and it makes it easier to lose pieces. The noodle rod comes with Fuji rod eyes, which according to Google are some of the best rod eyes you can get. You can see that the weight of this rod is really nicely spread. When paired with a reel, it balances perfectly, which just makes it more comfortable when you're using it. Now I'm going to play a quick clip of me actually using this rod. As you can see here, I hook a nice fish on the noodle rod. Straight away goes for a big run right to the other side. It was super fun on this light gear. You can see the action of the rod there. It's got a nice even bend all the way through. Although this is an ultralight rod, it still handles big fish with ease. It's nice and light near the tip, but it's got enough grunt down to the lower end of the rod where it can still handle these bigger fish. Unfortunately, this fish wasn't keen on staying around. I've got no idea. This was just a few minutes later and I ended up hooking another fish on the noodle rod. This one was nowhere near as big as the first, but it's still a lot of fun on this light rod. Here you can see the bend in the rod again. It bends super nicely to the tip and stiffens out more down as you reach the handle. Catching small fish on this rod is still a lot of fun. Make sure you subscribe because I'm definitely going to be using this rod to catch some bigger fish in the future. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the noodle rod. For me, the pros are how it looks and feels. It's just a really cool looking rod and it feels really nice. It's something I want to use more of. It's also quite a light rod even compared to other ultralights. Even though it's light, it can still handle big fish, like I said before, because it's got enough grunt down this end of the rod. The length of the rod is also a pro for me. 6'6" is a good size. You can still cast really easily. If it was any longer than 6'6", it'd just be annoying when you're like walking through bushes. You'd probably get it stuck and end up snapping it eventually. I also really like that it's a 2-piece. It makes it easy to transport. The tip's also super light, which helps you detect smaller bites and makes it really fun when you're fighting fish. Now onto the cons. For me, the only real cons I can see from my initial testing is that it doesn't have a bait keeper. So you could still hook like hooks and lures onto the rod eye like I've done here, but it's just not as strong. You can end up snapping the rod eye if you're not careful. It's also really hard to get your hands on one of these rods. It's only sold at one place and it got sold out within a day, and it's probably going to be a while before it comes back. So unless you can find one second hand or something, you may need to wait a while to buy one. Other than that, there's not really anything else bad to say about it. It's a really nice rod and I really like it. Now, is this a rod that I'd recommend? As a beginner, I would say go with something cheaper because this is quite an expensive rod. But it was built really well and there's definitely a lot of thought put into it. So for the people who've been fishing for a while, I'd say yes, I'd definitely recommend it. I will definitely be using this rod a lot more in the future, trying to catch some bigger fish on it. But that's all from me. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe and I'll see you next time.